What's up, guys? So, I have something to work on today, but first I want to show you what I've done to the door real quick. I added an LCD display to kind of just display status messages from my roommate and I. Let's take a look. So, right here we have the display, and it can be controlled from the home automation app. Go to available and we can set it to something else, and you can see that it updates on the display. Pretty good. And let's take a look at how that works. So right over here there are some wires going into the Arduino. So this comes from the display. We have the I2C connections on the Uno, and 5 volts coming from this regulator right here. And just like everything else, all the processing, the brains are in the Raspberry Pi, and it's communicating over serial. If you're intrigued by all this and you haven't seen my other videos on it, I'll go ahead and put a card right up here in the corner so that you can click on that and go watch my previous video where I explain how all this works. Let's get started though on what I want to work on today. Alright, so what I have here is an MPR 121, and this is basically just a capacitive sensor. Let's go ahead and open it up. It has a, I'll use scissors. Okay, so yeah, what this is get a closer look here. It has these, let's see, 12 connections on this side. And then it has can we stop autofocusing, please? Sorry about that. And then over here we have we have I2C connections on this side. So this will connect via I2C to the Arduino or Raspberry Pi or whatever you're going to be reading it with. And then this connects to whatever metal object you want to be reading. And what this will do is, so say you connect this to a doorknob, then whenever someone touches the doorknob, you will get a signal on your Arduino, and you can process that and do whatever you want with it. So if you've ever used one of those lights that you just like touch the light and it turns it on, that's basically what this is. It detects the metal being touched, the capacitance of the metal being touched. And I'm not going to try to explain exactly how that works because I don't understand too well myself. But in my experience, these little chips work pretty well, so I want to use one of them. So let's get started wiring it up. Okay, so it came with these headers. Unfortunately, I accidentally broke off one too many of these, so that's fine though, because I'm not going to need all 12 of these connections. So let's go ahead and get soldering this on. I'm just going to solder one of them on. It's going to be all wonky. Go ahead and zoom in for you there. Use super zoom. All right. So get a little bit of solder going on there. Clean it. Okay. So we're just going to get that one soldered, just like so. Now, is that straight? It actually looks pretty straight, which is surprising. Actually, yeah, that looks good, actually. I don't think I need to adjust that. If I try to adjust it, I'll probably just make it worse. So go ahead and solder the other side. If we could hold it steady. And I'll go ahead and do the rest of these and speed that part up. Alright, so there it is. All soldered on. Those look pretty good to me. Now I need to think about how I want to connect, these ones right over here. So I'll be back once I've decided on that. Alright, so I'm just going to be using these connectors to connect onto this. So I'm going to go ahead and solder the other pin header on. So just do the same thing again. Okay, there it is. So now we can connect these wires on, but I'm going to tell you already, these wires will not be long enough. So we'll have to go over to the door and see what kind of wire length I need. Alright, so I found this wire on the floor. And this was already cut, so I'm just going to use this. It's a good length. And I'm going to need to cut this and put this wire in the middle. So I'll go ahead and do that and speed this part up. Alright, so now I need to connect this to here. Okay, so that took a bit of work, but it is done now. The MPR 121 touch sensor is now connected via this wire to these male, what are they called? 0.1 inch connectors, I believe. So yeah, there we go. I'm ready to go put it on the door. Okay, so I got this thing hooked up. Here is the MPR 121. We have one of the detect wires coming down to the peephole, so when the peephole is touched, we will be able to detect that. And then the I squared C and power, I squared C and power come down. They come down to here, where, if we just push this out of the way, so you can see they come up, power goes to the bus here, and I squared C goes into this level shifter right here. And what that does is it converts the 5 volt I squared C signal that the Arduino is using, as well as the LCD, and it converts it down to 3.3 volts for the MPR 121. Now, I also had to move the LCD onto this bus here just to make things a little bit cleaner. So yeah, these wires here go to the LCD, and the top ones then come over and go into the Arduino's I squared C connectors right here. We have SCL and SDA. So that's pretty much it for that, and I'll go write some code now, and I'll show you a video of it working in a moment. Alright, so I've written the code, so we can go ahead and yeah, oh, it works, and when you let go, awesome. Yep, and as you can see, the motion detector still works. As I move around, it goes white. Cool. Very happy with this. Cool, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Thanks.